Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 50s Chicks podcast. I am Anna Lee.
And I am Patricia.
And today we are going to talk about somebody's date.
Well, we have another Mr. Match, the series.
Mr. Match.
Yes, I happened to go out on a date the weekend, a few days ago.
Wasn't it Mother's Day?
Well, it wasn't
Sunday?
A date. Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a date. It was a
Meetup.
Yeah, it was a meetup.
Yes, there is a distinction.
Yes, I did a meetup with a gentleman. And I'm just going to let you know off rip that I made some rookie mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I made some rookie mistakes. I wasn't paying attention. I was in my break mode. So I really wasn't paying attention.
Yes, because you were kind of putting it aside.
Yeah, I wasn't even looking at my phone, doing this, doing that. Well, the situation was this guy had messaged me a while ago, maybe a week or so ago, and I didn't pay attention because it was on POF, and I'm not on there like that. This gentleman had messaged me like a week or so ago. I really don't even know. I know it was maybe a week or so, maybe 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And I think I may have responded to him with something benign, like, hey, how are you doing? Whatever. Mm-hmm. And then because I'm not on POF like that, I don't even have the app on my phone.
Oh.
Yeah, to even check it.
So where did you see it, on the computer?
Well, the notification pops up. I don't have the app, but the notification pops up. Mm-hmm. So, and I for whatever reason, at that moment, I had my computer in my hand. I saw it, and I just looked and responded. Mm-hmm. And then I left it alone because I'm not on there like that. Mm-hmm. And so, then this week, what's this week?
Yeah,
last week, the weekend.
It was the weekend. Yeah.
Yes, mm-hmm. I get 3 messages in a row, and I saw them. And it was him saying something about, oh, well, I guess, how are you doing? And then the next one, oh, I haven't heard from you. And then the next one,
I guess you're not.
Oh, I guess you're not. Yeah.
This is like the standard progression. Yes. Okay.
I'm here by myself or something like that, he said. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, let me see. Because, he's trying, whatever. And so I look, and then I responded to him. I said, oh, just let you know, I'm not usually on here, like that, blah, blah, blah. And then I left it alone. And then I saw later where he had messaged me again, and he gave me his number. He said, well, okay, well, since you're not on, then, here's my number, blah, blah, blah. Now, I perused his profile. I didn't look at it closely because I thought that I had already looked at it because I had messaged him before.
Right.
And so I didn't really, I will admit, I did not look at it closely. Now, I did see that he was he was real local in my city. So I was like, okay, that's a plus. And I assumed that was a part of why I messaged him in the first place. Mm-hmm. And I saw the profession, and I was like, okay. And so then I text him, and then he texts me back right away, and he says, oh, so what are you doing today? I was like, not really, nothing. So we made a time to meet. And I go, and and y'all keep in mind, I said I made a rookie mistake.
So you show up, and he is the Prince Charming that he was.
He sure was. He was Mr. Match. But anyway, so he did, okay, because we talk about, green flags.
Did he look like
he looked like himself?
Okay.
He did look like, and he was the little guy like I like,
Plus?
The little, like, I don't know, 5'11". He said he was 6 foot, but I can't believe he was 5. 6 foot, he was probably 5'11". And in shape, a regular average size guy. And we were talking, hey this, hey that, just making conversation. And then, and I honestly do not remember what he said. He said something, and my response was, wait, you live with someone? And I can't remember what he said, but whatever it was,
led you to
I
believe.
responded like, wait, you live with someone? And that was exactly how I said it.
And what was his response?
And then he was not looking at me. He was looking straight. And he said, oh yeah, well, I was wondering, it was funny that you didn't say anything. And then I said, say what? What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Do you live with someone? Are you in a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, well, yeah, put it on my profile. And then I quickly grabbed my phone because I'm like, how did I not see that?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking and it says, and I forget which section it says, it does say living together. It just says
But
that.
That's very vague.
I know it says living together.
Living together with what? With my cat? It could be anything.
And it did
or
not
want
trigger.
To live together. Like
it didn't trigger anything for me. I'm assuming when I initially read it, but now this is the part that I did not pay attention to. It says something about not looking for anything serious.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the part that I did not pay attention to.
Yes.
And was
in your defense, although I'm not defending
there's no defense. It's indefensible.
I'm not defending
you. It's indefensible.
But in your defense, he read your profile and he knew knows that you were looking for something serious.
Exactly.
So before even meeting up, he would have been saying, so I saw that on your profile.
Exactly.
But okay.
Exactly. And that is true. And he was, messaging me. I had not, keep in mind, I did not even message him, when he was messaging me all those times. Mm-hmm. And he continued knowing full well what was on my profile.
Yeah.
And so, and maybe that also gave me some kind of assurance, whatever. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so I'm reading that and I'm saying, well, it doesn't say here, it says living together. And then he says, oh, well, maybe I didn't put it on that particular site, but I put it on the others. Mm-hmm. And then he says he is, in fact, living with his girlfriend of 6 years.
No.
And he is in a ethical, non-monogamous relationship. That is what he said. I have never experienced or encountered.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
That's what he said. So I'm sitting there looking at him. And first of all, I'm like, how do you put ethical? Just because you put ethical on something that makes it right?
Make it ethical.
Why? How do you put ethical?
Ethical murder. Ethical felonies.
Murdering someone. Ethical murder. That was ethical murder.
Ethical theft.
Yeah. Ethical, what in the world? And I said, well, I've never even heard of this. Never heard of it. And it's funny because on his site, it has the acronym ENM. When I see those letters, I'm thinking it's the Myers, the Myers-Briggs. Because some people have that, those ET.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Some people have that on there. So when I see those letters, that's what I'm thinking. It's something with the Myers-Briggs. Mm-hmm. Whether you're, extrovert or, but so those letters were on there somewhere in there in the mix. But I didn't pay any attention.
He needs to, first of all, also he needs to spell that out because nobody knows what that is.
Yes.
And I don't even think it's a thing. But
I think he made it up. Mm-hmm. But so he showed me on another site where it's spelled out that he says he is in a relationship with his girlfriend and all this and this and that. And I said, well, you need to put it on all of them. And he said, oh, I don't know why I didn't put it on that one. Blah,
I know.
Blah, blah. What? And it's so funny because we're talking about all of that. And then at some point he says, so you're not into, I said, absolutely not. What do you do? Absolutely not. I am not. I said, I'm not judging you for living your life, but no. And I asked him, I said, does your girlfriend, is she a part of this ethical non-monogamy? He said, no, she doesn't want to. And I said, oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Very interesting.
She doesn't want to because she doesn't know about it.
And so, but what I did ask him, I said, well, you know, if you don't mind, I would like to ask you some questions because I've never heard of this. And I would just like to hear, you know, more about it, you know, if you don't mind, you know, us just doing that. Mm-hmm. And he said, oh, I'm an open book. And that, no, you're not an open book because I would be sitting here if you were an open book. Because we talked on the phone. You didn't say anything. His answer was, I thought it was funny that you didn't say anything. Okay, I didn't, but you should have. Yeah. You should have said something.
It's a pretty big part of what's going on.
Yes, so you didn't see that mess on my site, the E and whatever on mine. You didn't see that on there. You know, but he did. He talked all about it freely, and he got a little upset when I, you know, told him my opinion about it.
Did he try to say, oh, you can check with my girlfriend?
No, he did not.
Oh, he didn't?
He did not. He did not. But I did tell him if I would ever participate in anything like that, I would need to talk through the woman. I would need to verify it through the woman. And I did ask him, had other women participated, you know, in the dating
really
realm?
All he's offering at this point is sex with him.
Yes. And my thing, if that was all I wanted, I would then go out and get a young, you know, attractive, you know, young guy. Why wouldn't, if that's all I wanted, why would I be messing around with him? Like, I don't understand what they think. Mm-hmm. But he said that there were two women. He said a lot of the women are fussing him out and calling him weird and all those things.
Being open about it, and he's being very vague about it on his profile. But anyway.
But he said a lot of them no. But he said he did manage to snag two of them, and I didn't know what they. He said one of them said, well, you know, even though he's not her ideal, she would deal with him while she's still looking for someone. So I guess it was like a half a man or a piece of man is better than no man.
I don't know what kind of predicament she was in, because it must have been pretty sad
for her to just settle for dealing with him. And, you know, that's not, And then he said a lot of the women don't, you know, they say what's in it for them, because there's nothing in it for them. You know, there's absolutely nothing. And if all you want is someone for sex, then you go and you get probably a younger guy that, you know, that you're really attracted to. Yes. But so I don't know how he would be in business, you know. Mm-hmm. But so that was very interesting. But I did, you know, because I'm doing this whole gratitude thing, I was grateful, even though, and it was my rookie mistake, I was grateful that I had the opportunity to have that conversation, because I've never talked to people into things like that, you know. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to get his perspective, but I really want to talk to a woman who is involved in something like that.
I wish we could have talked to her.
I know. I really would like to just, you know,
just
talk
even
to them.
See if she actually is,
if she knows about it.
Because we've never been able to talk to that person who is actually participating.
Right, so-called.
And knows.
In agreement.
And knows about it.
Yes. Yes. But he said that, she knew that he was there and all this and that. But for me, I would never take his word. If I was, I don't know what level of, I don't know, I would have to be to agree to that. But if I was on that level, I would definitely have to talk to her, because we don't do that to other women. Mm-mm. We don't do that. That's not what we do.
And we can't trust.
That's nasty work.
We can't trust.
No, we definitely can't trust a man. Because he's just out there wilding out.
Always check with the woman if that's something that you are interested in, because you never know if they know about it, willing participants.
Yes, and it's always the woman is not participating. And my thing, like with the guy who has so-called open marriage, it's not open if both parties aren't participating. That's just somebody going out and cheating on their wife, whether she knows it or not. Mm-hmm. It is not open, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But and that ethical non-monogamy, like that is the most ridiculous thing. I guess I should say, because there are some people that are into that, I'm assuming, and I'm not judging anyone's.
Well,
but it's just the ethical part.
The ethical is what makes it silly, because yes, you can be non-monogamous, yes,
but how do
you
do it ethically?
but putting an ethical in front of it
to make it not better. Sure
what that
and
does.
He couldn't tell me how is ethical. Like how is ethical?
I thought he.
He said, well, because she knows.
Yeah, because she knows. He said because she's not cheating on her,
going behind her back.
Yeah, without her knowing.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll bet you any amount of money he still is doing
that. For it, because didn't he also say that he wasn't interested, or she wasn't interested in sex with him? And this is why
that was that was his,
ethical non-monogamy.
That was his. He said that, but now he said starting out in their relationship. Because I'm like, well, you are with her. You picked her. Like, But he said, no, starting out, he said they had a robust sex life and all this and that. And I said, well, what changed? He couldn't tell me what changed. I don't know.
Something changed.
Yes, something
probably
changed.
Something with him as opposed to
something definitely changed.
She felt that she didn't want to have sex with him anymore for whatever reason.
If that is even true.
Mm-hmm.
If that is even true.
If any of it is true.
Use that. As they don't want to have sex anymore, so therefore if they don't want to have it, I gotta have it because life ends if I don't have it.
Well, and here's my thing: find out why, the root cause of why she would not want to have sex.
Yeah,
there could be something that's going on with him. He could have ED, that erectile dysfunction, and she's just not getting anything out of it. No, I'm serious. Like,
I agree.
You have to have that communication.
Yeah.
Because he should have known the reason behind
I'm sure he does know, but he did not divulge that to me. I'm sure he knows 100%. He's been with this woman for 6 years. Oh, and also, which we had not run into, he was between jobs. I forgot. Oops. He was between jobs, and he was recovering.
I like saying between jobs instead of unemployed. Unemployed is much uglier than in between jobs.
Yes, he was between jobs, says he.
Mm-hmm.
But
and wait, and wait, what?
Recovering alcoholic.
This is
so there was a whole lot of things wrong, and I'm owning the fact that it was a rookie mistake, because I could have gotten all that out in the conversation. It was a quick little conversation when I was in the car. I was coming back from the gym, so I didn't even put a lot in it. I was just being lazy. And seeing this, but like I said, I appreciate the fact that I got the opportunity to have that conversation with someone who was involved in that kind of thing. So,
yes.
So I will chalk it up as a lesson learned for myself.
Yes. And always read those profiles.
Look, fine-tooth it. And when you see those letters, if you have to look up what they mean, look it up. But I just thought it was one of those.
I wonder if that would even come up if you search it.
I don't know. It might. He said it was a thing. So if it's a thing, look it up real quick.
I'm gonna fact check that. Ethical
non-monogamy, which I can't even. It's in there?
No, but there's consensual non-monogamy.
So he added. Because it's consensual.
Now that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not
everybody's
ethical.
consenting.
Yeah, it's not ethical
to being non-monogamous.
If you when people say ethical, they think it makes it right. Like there's some
wait, there is something. What is ethically non-monogamous?
Okay.
An ethically non-monogamous relationship involves two people who identify as a couple, but who are not committed to a traditional relationship. They've given each other the opportunity to date or have sex with other people independently. And I guess, that's different than the polyamorous, because then it's usually like
all three together,
these people doing things.
Yeah.
But this is more like a couple, but they do things completely independently of each other.
Yeah. But a couple. This is not a couple. It's just him. I don't.
But to me, the consensual non-monogamy is a better way to put that.
Ethical. That's you could slap ethical on anything, and it's right.
It's a weird thing,
but that's what he said. So that's on that.
Well, it is. I mean, it is documented online, so it does exist. But I'd go for the consensual.
Yeah. Ethical. I don't know. Ethical. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anywho, so that was that.
That was a short
Mr. Match.
One of these days there'll be a Mr. Match that has a longer series. Mr. Match.
Nope, he wasn't one.
Not today.
Not today.
Thank you guys for tuning in today. We are on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
And if you are watching it on YouTube, like the video and subscribe and leave a comment if you like.
Definitely do that. Yes. Tell us what you guys think about the ethical non-monogamous. Yes. Did you know what that was?
Yeah.
Would you know what that is?
And just be careful about those letters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. And don't forget to live,
laugh,
and connect. Bye.
Yay!